issuing you a subpoena, my children. You have to appear in the court of Moarte on this day in October, where you will have to read more tales of supernatural law. The main bulk of this one is made up of the titular story, Sonovawitch. It concerns this man, Moarte Woodhull. He had hit on his employee, Susan, but she had rejected him. However, soon afterwards, she fell madly, obsessively in love with him. She continually harassed and bothered him until finally he was forced to fire her. According to Susan's lawyer, outspoken women's rights advocate Laura Michaels, Moarte put a spell on her that made her fall in love with him. Me personally, I would have encouraged video dating, but that's because I've had some success with it. Moarte, however, contends that he did not put that spell on her, but his mother did, who is a bona fide, ride-on-broomsticks, elderly crone, black cauldron witch. And indeed, that is true. She put the spell on Susan in the hopes that the poor boy would finally get some romance in his life, and now is refusing to lift the spell, not seeing that she's done anything wrong. What's more, she refuses to appear in court to testify that it was her spell that got Moarte into this mess, terrified of what has traditionally happened to witches in courts in times past. Of course, with this case, everything has to become more and more complicated, especially since even Moarte understands that love is not something that can be done via spell. It has to come naturally. Like how he has naturally fallen in love with his attorney, Alana Wolf. Everyone has their own agendas here, my children. Both sides are advocating for rights. Moarte is in love with Alana, Marty's mother wants a normal life for him, and even her sisters have an agenda. The mother is finally willing to lift the spell, but she needs help from her sisters, who want her to go to court and be an advocate for witches' rights. While they have come far in 500 years, they still have a long way to go, and this situation is exactly what is called for in their minds. And so all these players are being pulled in so many directions. All of them are right and all of them are wrong. And I haven't even gotten into what's going on with Jeff Bird's kinda sorta not really model girlfriend, and how her current beau wants her to get information out of him and will extort her to do so. But fortunately these things have a habit of working out. In this case, the spell runs its course, and finally Susan no longer feels like she's in love with Moarte. Hell, she just wants the whole matter resolved. And it seems her lawyer feels the same, for when Laura Michaels spots the witch of a mother, said witch can recognize right away who Laura was, and indeed who Moarte was. For you see, the witch adopted Moarte, finding him abandoned in a park. And well, Laura had to sacrifice quite a lot in her youth. And I think you get the picture. Also, there's a story about Mavis, their secretary, and how she gets into some shenanigans with a ghost and her boyfriend, and, well, lots of creatures who come to the office whom she lets use her pen to fill out forms. Lawyering is a complicated thing. The counselors of the macabre once again bring us to the heart of the matter in cases like these. Mostly because that heart is on a mantelpiece that is dripping with blood.